Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Chocolate Travels. I'm here with Quentin and Fernando from Allo Simonne. So hello, gentlemen. Nice to meet you.
Hi, hello.
Let's start with the beginning and sort of understand how it all came to be.
Allo Simonne was created out of a passion for chocolates, of course, and especially after winning medals at the 2017 International Chocolate Awards in Canada. We sent 3 spreads to the awards, and all the 3 got an award. So that's why we decided to launch the company.
What sparked your interest in chocolate making? Is that something you've done for a while? Did you always love chocolate? Where did it come
Yes,
from?
I love chocolate for a while. It's really a passion
Okay.
about chocolate.
How did you come across this idea of bean to bar chocolate? When did you become familiar with that?
With the bean to bar, since the first day, no, in Belgium. I used to make some chocolate in Belgium,
Okay.
and I was looking for something like that here as well in Montreal. So we start the company. When we start the company, we already worked with a bean to bar chocolate maker.
And where did the name Allo Simonne come from?
Oh, it's my grandmother surname and last name. So it's like a tribute to my grandmother.
So one unique feature of your company is that you use a lot of Jaguar beans, Theobroma bicolor. So in some of your products, you include it in, I think, a bar and many of your spreads. So why are you passionate about using this type of bean in particular? And tell us a little bit more about it for people that don't know what that is.
Yes, that's right. So I'm Fernando. I joined the company last year just to
Wonderful.
develop this department of the bean to bar chocolate making. And here I discovered the Jaguar beans. I'm from Mexico. I'm familiar with, but I didn't like very much the taste of the bean. But here I tried. The beans we are using are very, very special. In fact, people must know that Theobroma bicolor is relative to Theobroma cacao. So they have some things in common. In ancient cultures, they grew in the same ecosystem. In fact, it's Theobroma bicolor, the plant that will provide shade to the Theobroma cacao.
Okay.
So they were used in many ways, especially to make some beverages, as chocolate atole, for example, as bubu. The main idea for the ancient culture was to create a foamy texture in the chocolate beverage,
Right.
the way it was consumed. But it started to disappear little by little. And there are some people who started planting these trees to get more value of these seeds. We find some chocolate makers in North America that started to use these beans.
Right.
And we have this opportunity to create some recipes with the bean. In fact, they are just
oh, there you go. Yeah.
White beans. They have nothing in common with the taste of cacao.
Right.
They taste mostly like nuts, and they are very special because the content of protein is very high. So we can create recipes that seem to be milk chocolate, but without adding any milk.
Any dairy. Yeah, that's true. Because your gianduja jars, it tastes like there's milk in there, and it's not. It's the Jaguar bean that gives it that creaminess, which is incredible. That's really a great use for it. Is that why you introduced that, Quentin? Why did you want to use the Jaguar
Oh,
bean?
it's Daniel Aron, so a chocolate monarch from Montreal. He just introduced us to the Jaguar bean.
Okay.
So we start to work with his chocolates, and we decided to continue with that.
Yeah. No, it's a great. I've tried bars made from pure bicolor, but I never liked the texture. For me, it just wasn't quite right. But using it as a drink, I guess, as you're traditionally supposed to, or even like you're using it in a spread, or even as a blend with the cacao, like in the Jaguar bar, it works perfectly. It's a beautiful, beautiful ingredient to use. So really, really nice.
We are looking also here at Allo Simonne, all the environmental part or
Mhm.
side of things, and we are very fortunate to work with this product. It's coming from Ecuador. It's coming from the labor of mostly women, from 350 women that are dedicated to this crop and that are looking to protect all the environment, all the biodiversity. And
Right.
it's a way to contribute by using this bean. We are aiming to create more and more recipes using this bean, not only because of the taste, but all the environmental side of it.
Right. And for the people there, it's a value added product that in other cases nobody would have wanted, right? And you're finding use for it and
Yeah, that's right.
you still grow it as well. Wonderful. Another unique feature of your business, obviously, is your spreads. You really focus on a lot of spreads. They're incredible spreads. Really, really, really good. Not too sweet. The flavor is incredible. Why did you go that direction to really focus on the spreads?
Oh, it's because I love spreads. So I eat a lot of spreads. So I decided when I arrived in Montreal 9 years ago soon, I didn't find a product like the one I wanted. So the taste was not good, the texture was not good.
Right.
The main ingredient was always oil or sugar.
Right.
So when I decided to make a spread, I started making tests without any oil. And as the main ingredients, I wanted to use the hazelnuts. So the nuts is for me the main ingredients. It's oily enough, so we don't have to put any oil in it. And we just started the company making some tests for the flavor. So that's why I really I wanted to launch a company of spreads. It's because I was not able to find that kind of product here in Montreal.
I would agree with you. I couldn't find that product anywhere in Canada, so it's nice that I came across yours because it's incredible. It really is. And I think because sometimes a lot of people use spreads, but because of the cocoa and the cocoa butter content, it gets very hard. So they have to add other oils to soften it. But like you said, you add more hazelnut oil, so that is one thing that spreads it. But I wonder if the Jaguar bean too in there, because the Jaguar bar is a bit softer, like a milk chocolate, because of the two different fats, right? And that probably has the same effect in your spread. So, right, it's a vegan product. It tastes incredible. The ingredients are pure, beautiful, really, really nice.
Thank
I'm
you.
glad you did that. Let's talk a little bit more about the spreads because I obviously people don't know what it is when I tell them about it and what's a Jaguar bean. So I say it's a better version of essentially of Nutella. So um, how would you describe your product compared to Nutella? Why is it better for people who love Nutella, but they want something healthier, better quality?
Okay, so we can say that it's one of the best in the world because we got some awards. But yeah, we can tell it without any shame, I think. We really focus on the taste, so it's really tasty, and because the ingredient is the hazelnuts, you can really taste each ingredient in the spread. So comparing to the competitors, we really focus on the taste. Most of people eat it just by the spoon, directly by the spoon. So we can say that it's really something. It's a product we give. I don't know in English, procures joy when you just eat it. You just feel really, really happy when you eat a spread from Allo Simonne.
It's in fact the quality of ingredients that make a huge difference.
Yes.
We are using high quality products. We are now starting to use Canadian hazelnuts. We are using organic sugar. We are using whole vanilla beans instead of artificial flavorings. So there is no place at Allo Simonne, there is no place for cheap ingredients. And with simple ingredients, we can make great things focused in flavor and texture.
Exactly. A lot of people make hazelnut spreads, but they don't even use really good hazelnuts. The hazelnuts don't taste very good. And so the spread never really is very thrilling. but you
Oh,
can
it's also
tell.
because sometimes the roasting process is really important for us. So we take care of each steps in the recipe. So we really focus on the flavor. So the roasting process is really important, and we take care of each process. So
Right.
we have the quality we want, we are looking for.
Yeah. What I like about your spreads and your gianduja is that it's not too sweet compared to another ones, and that, like you said, you can taste the different ingredients. You could taste the hazelnut, and you can even taste the zorzal. You know, if you use the zorzal origin one, you could taste that. You taste a little bit of that fruitiness coming through, and it's really amazing that you meticulously just balanced everything perfectly. Really, really beautiful. For people who don't want to just eat it with a spoon, what are some other ways you encourage your customers to enjoy it?
Oh, a lot of things. So some of pastry chef use it in cakes, pancake. You can use it on pancakes, waffles, on toast. You can use it like a topping on a cupcake, for example,
Yes.
in the oatmeal in the morning
Oatmeal
as
bowls.
well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. And you also sell wholesale buckets for pastry chefs and people who want to use it.
right.
Wonderful. Good. What has been the greatest challenges for either of you involved in the bean to bar business? I know, Fernando, you were doing this in Mexico as well, so both of you can give some insight. What would you say are the main challenges you faced starting that business?
I think one of the main challenges is getting the right equipment to make it efficient. We think chocolate making is just grinding cacao and sugar, but there's a lot in it if you want a high quality product. So starting by sourcing the beans, which is a bit difficult. It's
Right.
in fact a challenge. I can see here in comparison to Mexico, where you are at the source. Here it's a bit difficult, and sometimes when we want to taste some beans, it's a bit harder to get the samples.
Right.
Then finding the right equipment and to get a constant quality, especially here.
What is
It's
some
like,
of that equipment that makes a big difference with
yeah,
your
it makes a big difference. It also makes it allows the company to get a bit more profit, becoming more efficient. But you can only do this if you invest in the right equipment.
What kind of
Uh,
equipment are you referring to? Referring to like roller refiners or something like that, or what?
Here we are using some ball mills
Okay.
for some of our recipes. We
Mhm.
are using stone grinders also. We have a nice roasting equipment, which allows us to be more cost efficient, but
Right.
also to keep a standard quality. Even we know in bean to bar chocolate making, it's something we like to have this difference, slight differences in flavor depending on the harvest of the beans. But I mean, you need a constant quality that customers or clients can identify the
Right.
company.
Yeah, anyone can buy a refiner and make good chocolate at home, but if you want to make it production, high volume production, you want to have all that control, then you have to invest in more expensive equipment for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. But the packaging was, I think,
Right.
Was it
was
really?
one difficult part of the process.
Yeah.
So the packaging finding, because we have a different ID. So the main, yeah, we sorry for my English, but
It's okay.
we shouldn't make it. We should make a choice, and it was difficult to find a good one. But I'm really happy now with what we did.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, it does
and
stand out. It's quite unique among a lot of the brands, so it really stands out on its own.
And I mean,
Wonderful.
you have the high quality chocolate, you have the right packaging, but I think one of the biggest challenges is finding the right sales way,
Yeah,
finding
yeah,
the right place to place your product where people uh, can appreciate it, people
exactly.
that is willing to pay for it. That's
That's the
the
most frustrating part. Yeah.
challenging part of the bean to bar chocolate.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of the world and everywhere, even in Europe, they don't really quite get what bean to bar really is about in a lot of senses. And a lot of chocolate makers get frustrated because they think if they make an incredible product, it'll sell itself or people will want it. But unfortunately, it's not that simple.
Not work that way. And we found also that at this moment there's like a saturation of the market, we could say.
You think so?
So the retailers are looking for novelty products. They don't like to see Sorsal, 10 different makers. So it's a challenge to look for unique origins that the other chocolate makers do not have, so that you can afford to buy those beans also.
I understand. Yeah, Zorzal is amazing, but I can see why retailers won't want it. But then again, I have your Zorzal, I have another Zorzal, and they don't even taste like the same chocolate bar at all, right? And they don't realize that either, so they have to try.
That's right. Each of us chocolate makers have its own style of roasting, of creating recipes, of grinding, but sometimes the consumers do not understand this difference. They will just see Sorsal 70%. They think it's the same thing. But we are doing a great job by, I could say, educating our customers to make them think different about chocolate.
Right. So speaking on that, do you offer classes, workshops, tastings, things like that in Montreal?
Oh, yes. Last week we had one here. So it's really important, and it was busy. So people really enjoy the fact that we explain everything from the sourcing to the end. So we are really open to explain why we decided to buy this bean comparing to another one. First of all, we have a chart, a form to complete. If we decide to work with someone, with a company, we need to check if they answer all the
requirements.
Thank you. But no, yes. So we make some class once a week. No, once a month. For May, we are really busy with more company, with corporative company groups. So the next one will be in June.
Wonderful, beautiful.
We also participate in different shows where we are there or we are present just because we like to talk to people, to present our products, to make them get in love.
So in Montreal, in Canada, Montreal is usually associated with really good food. People there have, maybe higher standards than some other places. But when it comes to chocolate, do you feel that's true? Are most of your customers informed? Do they get it? Or is there still an uphill battle of teaching them what it's about? What do you think?
I think people are like good products, but especially for bean to bar, I think that people here do not care that much about the origins.
Right.
They just want to have a great product.
Right.
They can make a difference from a cheap product and high quality ones. But at this moment, I can say that there is not a lot of interest if they are tasting Philippines or if they are tasting Vietnam. This is why it implies a good effort from our part to let people know what these differences are.
Exactly. Yeah.
But one of the best chocolate makers are from Quebec as well. You have Cantu, you have Bassan, so Chaleur-Bay, Danny Marquis from Chaleur-Bay. You have Chocolat Monarch. You have Palette de Bean, Havana. So all of them got some awards. Chocolat de Léa as well. So Chocolat d'Issy as well. So we have a good the community of bean to bar chocolate makers.
Right.
Really, really nice. They make a good job. So we're quite new, so it's more easy for us, I think, to
right, because they already kind of put the word out there of bean to bar. Yeah. No, that's wonderful.
There's also a specialty coffee scene that also helps because people is interested in knowing more about the origin of products.
Yes.
So we work together with some specialty coffee roasters here, like Pista, like
94 Celsius.
94 Celsius. We participate in coffee shows also because it's the same public,
Yeah.
we can say.
Yeah, same mindset,
For
right?
this
Yeah.
product.
Yeah. Quentin, do customers there do they talk about do they prefer European chocolate or Belgian chocolate? A lot of customers always say, I like Belgian chocolate. What do you say when people say when they say that? How do you
It's
respond?
interesting because when we launched the company, some marketing companies told us to put Belgian chocolate at on the label, on the packaging, but
Right.
we didn't want to do that because for me, Belgian chocolate is not one of the best. It's not the best anymore, I think.
Right.
Maybe Belgium is really well known for the ganache, for the
Right.
recipe of the ganache, but not for the chocolates.
Right.
If you see the awards, the International Chocolate Awards, you don't have a lot of Belgian chocolate bean-to-bar chocolate maker. So in Europe, in Swiss, as Swiss, what do you say that? Swiss?
Yeah, Switzerland. Yeah.
En France is the same. You don't find a lot of chocolate bean-to-bar. They don't have a lot of awards. So for
Yeah.
me, it's not the same anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to use the Belgium. I don't want to use
Tagline.
the French nationality
Right.
for that.
Right. No, that's a brave move because obviously the Belgian tagline would sell products, especially for Canadians, because they look for that sort of thing. But you're standing your ground and you're saying, no, it's not just about being Belgium, it's about ingredients, it's about craftsmanship and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people just ask us, okay, is it Belgian chocolate? No, it's not Belgian chocolate. For us, it's not quality.
Way better than
it's way better. Yeah.
Right. No, it's true. And there's starting to be some new bean to bar makers in Belgium, France, Switzerland, but it's it just started really in the past few years. Very, very
But
new.
it's really used from the big company. They still use Belgian chocolate on the label. So, but people from Quebec are really, I think, how can I say that? Pas manipulé, mais
Convinced or
marketing tell, okay, Belgian chocolate is one of the best. So
they believe it.
everybody, all the Quebec people think, okay, Belgian chocolate is the best. So we need to educate people.
Fernando, do you notice any differences in regards to customer preferences or perceptions from Mexico to Canada or Montreal? Have you noticed any differences there?
Yes, there are a lot of differences, starting by the point that cacao in Mexico is a cultural heritage. So people are more used some style of chocolate, some traditional flavors also, and they are at the origin. So they are really interesting when a bean-to-bar chocolate makers start talking about origins. They are very interested because they know the regions, they have already been there.
Yeah, there's that connection, they're proud of it.
But people in Mexico do not like a lot the European style of chocolate.
No, they don't. Okay.
They are more used to rough textures,
Right.
because we especially drink chocolate. So that's one of the main differences. They are more used rough style of chocolate, and here people are more like
smooth,
to
silky.
get the smoother textures, to get lighter flavors, no so intense. And as I told you before, they are not so interested about the origin as the product itself. In the other side, they are very interested in what is with packaging and design, and this is well for us. It's a good thing because if you got a nice packaging and then people taste the chocolate, they are surprised. You have the great combo there.
Right.
This is what we have at Allo Simonne. We have the good, great packaging, work for it. But when people taste our chocolate, they just forget that side and they just think about the good chocolate they are tasting.
Right. Selling food is all about reaching people's hearts, they're tugging on their hearts. And in Mexico, it's more of a cultural thing, like you said. In Montreal, they don't have that history, so you have to reach for other aspects.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys don't seem to have a Mexican origin right now. Are you planning to maybe one day? Yeah.
Yes, we have one. In fact, we are
Oh, you
working
do?
with
Okay.
Floresta Mesoamericana.
Ah,
They are based in Tabasco.
okay. Beautiful.
We are
I look
making
forward to that.
our maple sugar bar.
Okay, okay.
Origin, we are working on some recipes for drinking chocolate with these beans, and we are
Okay.
trying to introduce more and more this origin.
Wonderful. I look forward to that. From your website, your business appears to be environmentally conscious. So can you give us some examples of what customers want to hear in regards to that?
You start?
I can start. We are talking about Agrofloresta. This is one way that Allo Simonne cares for the environment. Where we are sourcing our beans, we decided, for example, to work with Agrofloresta because it's a company that it's recovering the pasture lands. These lands at the beginning were cacao farms, then they turned into pasture lands. The land was
the trees were removed.
destroyed. It become unfertile.
Okay.
And then Agrofloresta is coming with a new project where they are recovering these spaces with agroforestal systems. This helps the biodiversity. This works also in a
So regenerating the land in that area.
Yeah.
Right.
And this is what we do not only with Agrofloresta, but we are working with the Colombian cacao farmers at Social Cacao. They do the same thing. So this is the way we can participate to the good environmental practices.
Mm.
Same for the internet. We try to work with a short circuit,
Supply chain.
Without many suppliers, intermediaries.
Right.
We are also starting to favor product from regenerative agriculture.
Okay.
About upcycling as well. So all the waste upcycling. So we try to avoid too many package, too many plastic. We try to think about, okay, what can we do with the shell of the cocoa? What can we do with the skin of the nuts? So we are working now with a company making mushrooms. So
okay.
they're trying, yes, they are making some tests to use the waste we have for like
substrate.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
Thank you.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never thought of that. I tried growing some mushrooms and they use things like grains or wood. So I wonder if that would work. That's really interesting. Very cool.
As well in 2022, we compensated for all the shipping about the carbon emission.
Okay.
So in 2022, we all the expedition was were carbon neutral. We didn't make it last year because of financial issues, but it's something we want to do this year again.
People don't realize too sometimes, but that in itself, like if you're trying to make an incredible product, a bean-to-bar product, that's a whole lot of work. And then sourcing great cacao, that's also ethical, like Fernando was saying, that sort of helps regenerate the earth. And then other issues like that's a lot of balls to balance, in order to sustain and make an incredible product. So hopefully people appreciate all the effort that that's happening. You carry some beautiful single origin bars. Can you tell us about what you look for when you're sourcing cocoa beans? So you have Zorzal, you have a Philippine origin, which is also beautiful as well. Tell us about how you choose your cocoa beans.
So I think the main idea or main criteria is flavor.
Yeah.
By itself.
Everybody says flavor, but like, what are you looking for? What are you not looking for?
Especially, I think my style of chocolate making goes more into the fruity profile of cacao.
I do
not like the bold chocolate flavor.
Okay.
So I look for these origins. We've just worked with some Peruvian beans to make some tests. Were very, very expressive.
Yeah.
I think that's the main idea, but then it comes all what we talked about the practices of sourcing. We will go only for the places where
we respect human
human rights are
Right.
respected, where only good practices for growing the cacao are in place. So
Right.
it's the whole package.
It
we are
is. Right.
and then as I said before, we are looking now for uniqueness also.
Well, your Philippine bar is unique compared to a lot of other Filipino bars I've had. You know, I wasn't expecting something so light and floral and fragrant, and a lot of Filipino beans don't have that. So it's always exciting when you see somebody doing something different with a bean and you didn't expect it. So you're definitely good at what you do.
It's the style of chocolate making that is what makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
And comes because we're all chocolate lovers. We taste. We have a tasting box. We eat a lot of chocolate. Then we decide how we will work. It's very fun. It's very
That's a good
interesting.
point. A lot of people, whether it's professionally or just as a hobby, they want to get into chocolate making, but they never tried much chocolate. So they don't know what they're tasting for. Would you say it's important to try other people's bars and get an idea before you start making it?
Yeah, that's one of the main
Yeah, that's the first thing I
aspects.
think you should do.
Taste a lot of what you like, but also what you don't like.
Right.
How you don't like chocolate, then you know how you will roast a certain kind of bean.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just want to add something about the sourcing. So we also decided to not go in the country where the LGBTQS rights were not respected as well, because I'm Vincent and I, we are a couple, so we just really wanted to give the money in the country.
I guess align with your values.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that was
Okay.
really important.
You carry some beautiful single origin bars. Obviously, people, you know, can enjoy a couple pieces just on its own, but are there other ways to enjoy single origin dark chocolate? Do you recommend any pairings to your customers? What are some ways people can get creative with their chocolate?
You can go, but Estelle, give us a nice example. Estelle from 37 Chocolates
Yes.
makes a pairing with the
Ah.
chocolate bar we launched, with the one with sour cherry and
Okay.
juniper berries. So with a glass of wine or a gin, for example, it's really, really nice. Or the way we just eat the chocolate with a coffee or a tea, it's maybe the best. What do you think?
Especially, I love to pair chocolate with rum.
Oh,
I find it
okay.
very interesting.
Yeah.
For me, personally, it's difficult to pair with wine. Chocolate and wine, for me especially, is very difficult.
What's difficult about it? You feel like it just doesn't work flavor-wise, or?
Like it's too much for my palate.
Ah.
Sometimes it's very, very astringent. Maybe because I'm not
You don't
a
like the
wine
harsh
connoisseur.
flavors.
But
Okay.
I've done beautiful pairings with some beers, like with the pale ale beers, with
Yeah.
stout beers, with rum, with mezcal for sure. I think people should just try
Yeah.
different things.
That's a good
Some
point. You know, like if somebody loves tea, have it with tea. Or if you love rum, have it with rum. If you love cheese, and I think you'll get a lot of pleasure
yeah,
in that combination. Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
that's right.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of beer, but when it comes to pairing chocolate, personally, I feel good chocolate pairs better with beer than wine for me too, for some reason. It's there's a lot of uses. Do you guys ever pair it with cheese? Do you like chocolate and cheese? No?
Yes, I'm a cheese lover, but I never tried the
Okay. What are some challenges that you feel the craft bean to bar chocolate sector faces? You know, what are challenges that not just you, but other makers face? And what do you think we need to do or can do to grow the world of bean to bar?
At this moment, I think one of the main challenges is sourcing the beans. You know, with this rise of cocoa prices, but also with all the global warming challenges.
Mm,
I have some friends, for example, in Mexico that cannot get beans to make chocolate because there was a drought in the producing regions. So there is no cacao at this time. So this is one of the main challenges where people are facing. In
right.
some regions where it rains a lot, people do not get high quality beans as before. So I think we just need to adapt. For
Are
example, with
you
the rise of the prices, we need to adapt what we do with our packaging. For example, looking for more efficient ways to save some money, and we can still afford to pay for good quality beans,
right,
especially to pay the right amount of money to the people, to the farmers. So this is one of the main challenges at this moment.
right. Are you faced now with the higher prices, or is that just something you're worrying about, or is it already happening for you?
We already faced this problem
Mm,
with a recent purchase of beans, the purchase of cacao butter, which
mm,
from one day to another
yeah.
got like 200% rise. Also for the hazelnuts.
Yes, it's the same. The hazelnuts from Oregon, they took 300%. Yeah, increase for 300%.
Mm,
So that's why we use now the hazelnuts from Ontario. It's the price is very much affordable for us,
right.
and the hazelnuts from Turkey they just increased from 68%.
Mm, mm,
So it's quite the same.
right, right.
This
No,
is this
Canada
is
does
one of
grow.
the challenges. We cannot just go and tell people you will now pay more for our product because the raw materials cost more. We need to work efficiently to find other ways, create some recipes that can adapt these challenges. But it's important to say that there is no place for some ingredients, so we will not start using soy
Right,
lecithin instead
right.
of cacao
You have
butter. We
you'll find
cannot change
other
the
ways,
quality of our
other way, yeah,
product.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
That's wonderful to hear. But yeah, it is going to be a challenge for a lot of chocolate makers now because it's already a bit of a push to get people to spend $10, $12 on a chocolate bar, and now they're going to start going up even more, and it's going to be tough. Because one thing that I always tried to do is that even though fine chocolate, Meat Bar chocolate, it's sort of a high value product, and it's maybe associated with a certain class of people, but it would be nice if more people from all different aspects of life can appreciate good quality chocolate. And it would be sad if Bean to Bar World starts becoming more of just a luxury product. So, like you said, you have to find a lot of more creative ways of keeping the price fair for everybody. Are there any other challenges that you think the Bean to Bar World faces?
as I said before, maybe it's just finding the right sale channel.
Right.
That's one of the biggest challenges. Uh,
Yeah, like
yeah,
you said, there's people out there, maybe they already retail certain bars, and you have to convince them why your bar is different, why
yeah.
why it's wonderful.
And for new companies as us, I think we arrived a bit late to this world. Some of the shops we get in touch with, they say, I have these brands, my customers are now used to these brands,
Right,
and I cannot afford to pay for new bars
right,
because
right,
we must say most of the bean-to-bar retailers are small business
right.
also.
Yeah, like
So
me, I'm very
it's
small.
challenging for them also.
Yeah.
But
But I think
the way,
I
yeah,
was talking to some other chocolate makers too, and another big untapped sector is chefs and pastry chefs and all that, where a lot of them they use incredible ingredients, but chocolate is always Callebaut, Valrhona, And if there's a way to convince them to start using locally made incredible chocolate, that could be another big industry to support the bean to bar sector.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that takes a lot of work to convince them too.
Probably.
What is the best way for people in Canada, outside of Canada, to connect with Allo Simonne? Where do you currently ship your products? How can they best stay in touch with you?
The best will be on the website directly. So they can contact us by the website. They can buy on the website, and they can find all the shops in Canada as well on the website. But we ship quite worldwide.
Okay.
As well.
Yeah.
So we used to ship every year. Someone from Germany is buying something every year for her birthday.
Nice.
We ship in Belgium, France, Australia as well.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, gentlemen. It was a pleasure to talk to you, to learn about what you're doing. You guys are doing an incredible job. I hope it continues and thrives. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys. All the best. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Download the free Bean to Bar app to connect with incredible chocolate makers from around the world. Also, be sure to visit beantobarworld.com, your portal for all things fine chocolate, virtual tastings, free learning resources, research, and much more. Subscribe to the newsletter to stay in touch, and donate to the free app and free resources here. Contact me for any chocolate-related questions you may have.